Yeah. Okay. Also, I want to ask you your views on the role of social media in spreading awareness about these kind of important issues. Has it helped you? Has it hindered you? Do you get, what kind of comments are you getting? Is it stuff that people are really offended by, or stuff that people are like, wow, I needed to hear this?
I've well, 100% social media has got me to where I am today. It's
Yeah.
definitely been the fuel, and I know that it will continue to be. But now, like right now, probably this year actually, I don't look at comments anymore of my reels. Don't even go on to I go into my DMs all the time, 100%, but I don't go into comments anymore.
Mm.
And that's something that I consciously done because what I would find if something of mine goes viral, there's always going to be some hate comments. But let's just say it's 5% hate, 95% is inspiration, blah blah blah. But with the hate comments, they either, for the most part, my dark sense of humor wants to come out
Hmm.
and sort of react back to their comments. But then what I find is that it takes away time from when I could be helping someone else. And so basically that falls under the umbrella of reacting. So whether
Right.
it's dark humor or whether it's reacting out of being pissed off or whatever it is because I don't understand, it's still time that should be better spent on someone else. One of my Kathy actually about an hour before coming on here did a video. Her viral is blowing. It's got 6 million views at the moment, and she was like, most of you people have been so inspirational, but I've just been in back and forth with somebody who just said that it was all a lie. And this is the thing that some survivors go through, especially if you're going to be going viral. But the one thing I would say is that you just have to grow thick skin in this game, and you
Hmm.
have to just ignore these comments because they have their own worldview. And if you're going to try and change that, then you're beating a dead horse rather than work on creating a new reel or helping someone else that needs it.
Right. So you've talked about powerful books. Talk about powerful productions. It's your impact-driven media company. Do you have any films in production at the moment?
No, so Powerful Productions. I launched at my 30th birthday. That was my sort of signal to the universe that now we're going to the next chapter, the next 10 years, entering my 30s. Now I'm going to be focusing on starting to turn these books into films. So I'm currently working on two pitch decks. This one, Fingered, and this is about a survivor who was born with a visual deformity, and she became a chiropractor.
Oh,
Right, so
wow.
she was abused within her family, and she was turned away by professionals saying, "You can't be a chiropractor. Like, come on, you know." And
Hmm.
she's like, "No, fuck this, fuck you. I will do it." And then she ended up launching her own practice, and now is majorly successful as a chiropractor. And that would be a stunning film. And so we have that one, and then we got a book at the moment that is all done. And this is just a reality. She's domestic violence, and her ex-partner, the father of her kids, she managed to put him in prison.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
She collected loads of evidence, and a horrific story, inspirational at the same time. But she put him in prison. Now he's coming out, and she's in this, about publishing it or not publishing it because of, he's now coming out with a record, and what's he going to do if he
Right.
catches wind of the book, right? So, but that again, I'm turning that into a pitch deck because that as a film would be incredible. So right now I'm working on the pitch decks. Once the pitch decks are done, then I'll be moving on to getting funding.
Amazing. That's what I was going to ask you. So then you get funding and then you try and send it to will you make it on your own, or will you try and get it picked up by a major network or whatever to have them fund it? How does that work?
Well, I mean, in the beginning days, whilst there's no track record, that might be the case of having a big production company and then just us helping in some way. So at least
Yeah.
Powerful Productions are a part of it. Until then, we have our own legs to stand on and people trust us. But it will be, at least in the long run, doing these ourselves. It will be a powerful production.
God, I just love this. I think it's amazing. All right. So what advice would you give someone who is struggling to come to terms with their past and is afraid to break their own silence if they're listening right now?
Is that if you feel like you are coping, or if you feel like some people are like, yeah, but I'm fine, or deep down they know they're not. And it's like, the life that you want to truly live, that life of emotional freedom, will not happen whilst you're staying silent, because that's where trauma thrives, in that silence, in that darkness. And deep down, you know it. So if you are living in silence, it's about taking the necessary steps to break the silence to yourself first before you tell someone else. And alongside that, it will be, my recommendation is not try to do this overnight, but start to expand the current world that you're living in and start to take in other components from the universe of things that do serve you. So like survivors who have similar stories to you that are living a powerful life that you want. Because then day after day is a compound effect and it start to make you believe, hey, I can do that too. I can break my silence and it will be okay, you know? And it's like, and one thing is, well, my family might disown me. My family might reject me if I break my silence. That's the biggest thing. My answer to that is fuck your family. So it's as simple as that, because your family should be unconditional love. And as soon as conditions are brought in, which is stay silent, then the problem is not on you, the problem is on them. So if you do break your silence and they turn their back on you, they shouldn't have been in your life in the first place. That's the, you know, you deserve a different family. So that's basically stepping into your power and owning your story. And eventually you will get to where you want to.
Right. And then lastly, I just want to hear from your own words, because you say it so eloquently. How and why is it powerful to tell your story?
Because telling your story will not only help you to break through the chains that have been holding you back for so long, but it will also allow you to help that one person out there that needs it the most. And that one person out there that needs it the most will be the past version of you.
Love that. Okay, tell people about your charity, We Together.
So We Together is a UK-based charity, and what we're working on at the moment is the end goal is to increase prosecution rates and actually allow things to actually get to court, which is an issue in and of itself, and that could be every country in the world. But what we're doing now is we're building basically like a form that allows survivors to anonymously report what they went through. And what it does is behind the scenes, AI is constantly looking for similarities amongst these submissions. And once it finds a cluster, which is 2 or more similarities, it creates that cluster, gets sent to the police or a middleman that reviews it and then sends that to the whatever appropriate police department to then launch an investigation. Because as we know, very rarely does an abuser abuse just one person. So if it gets a lot of traffic, then there should be multiple stories of the same abuser, which then allows there to be not just one voice, but the voices of many.
Right. Amazing. All right. I want one more question about powerful books. If somebody wants to reach out to you, are you only taking certain submissions? How do you decide who you're going to work with? I know that I know that people will be listening to this and say, even if I don't want to publish a book, this is a great exercise for me in being able to tell my story or get through things or write things out. How do I contact him so I could get that form he's talking about, that I could follow this outline and do it? Do you allow everyone to do it, but not publish everybody? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we definitely have something where I'm like, the end goal isn't necessarily to publish the book to the world. The end goal to begin with is to write a book and publish it for yourself. That's it. You can be the only person on the planet that knows about it. Then you can decide if you want to publish it to the world. So there's that. But the people that we don't tend to work with is those people who want to write a book to make money, because that's not a guarantee. And I say money, I mean big money. You know, you will make money every month from Amazon to send you your royalties, but it's about joining because you want to find healing and you want to find transformation on your journey and help that one person out there. So if your values are there for doing it for the right reasons, then all you need to do is on Instagram, the We Are Powerful Books, it says on there to DM us book. And then what happens is you'll get an automated message. By the way, you can message me on Instagram. I am Perry Power, and have an actual back and forth chat with me, no problem. But if you DM our Powerful Books Instagram page, then you'll get a like this 1-pager information with a 20-minute video that tells you exactly what we do at Powerful Books. And then if you're interested in moving forward, then it tells you what to do at the end. Amazing.
I love all of this. I think it's so interesting for people to listen to. I think you can offer a lot of help. I know you're not a therapist or a psychiatrist, but sometimes the stuff you do is just being able to connect with someone, and that can be even more powerful, so that someone can feel seen and heard, by someone that they're not necessarily paying. You know what I mean? So I thank you for what you're doing. I think you're so brave. I am so looking forward to seeing what's going to happen to you in the next 10 years. And I'm a fan. So thank you for coming on our show.
I appreciate that, Rachel. Thank you.